quit social media as a business owner, and I had no idea how addicted I was to my phone. I had made this decision that I was going to quit. I had actually came across this thought a bunch of times that if I wasn't a business owner, I would quit social media. I gotta keep social media because my business depends on it. And if I'm being real, I could say my business depended on it, but more so, I depended on it probably more than my business. And this is not me preaching that social media is bad for everybody or even bad for me. It's just my experience. What pushed me over the edge to say, hey, I'm gonna delete my Instagram? I had already deleted my TikTok and I had deleted my Facebook off my phone, and I had a scheduler where the scheduler just scheduled out posts that would just go out. What pushed me over the edge was one day I was sitting and I felt that I had missed something by not being on social media for a couple hours. Normally that's not me, but I felt like I gotta post, I gotta respond. What if I don't respond fast? What will someone think of a business inquiry? And that pushed me over the edge because I realized you're not really living. You're kind of bowing to this algorithm. So day one was the moment I realized I was addicted. I grabbed my phone, opened it up, and I was going straight to the Instagram app, and it wasn't there because I had deleted it. Cool. Maybe an hour later, grab the phone, go to the Instagram app or the Facebook app, and it wasn't there. And then that's when I started realizing you're reaching for this phone because either dopamine or you gotta respond to a business reply or an inquiry, or you gotta see if views are up because you're testing social media stuff. And that's when I realized, okay, this has to end. I knew I had to fill this time up with something. And this is what happened next. Day two came. The clarity I had on day two blew me away. I realized some things that I have been putting off that I needed to do, but I also realized how much media and things consume our lives, consume my life. How much media is aiming to keep us locked on these phones, locked on the screen all day, every day. Yes, you could say maybe just limit the screen time, but would we need so many like screen hacks and productivity hacks if we just kind of removed what's actually stopping us from doing that? It's usually the idle time on social media or things like that for most people. The clarity that showed up for me and things that I needed to do, steps I needed to make, it kind of scared me. It scared me because I thought, what if I didn't stop? What if I just kept going at this pace? Sure, maybe I would have gotten a few clients, or maybe I would have went viral or something like that, but what would have happened to me and my soul? As a man, that's something that I think about because I lead my family, and I'm always thinking, we need more time versus where do we need to trim the fat? Where do we need to actually cut things out? Now, God started to download stuff to me and to show me that there are people who I want to send to you naturally, who don't even know your social media handle, who will never even use social media. These people I want to send to you for many reasons, and I'll send them to you once you stop feeling that you gotta be the man, you gotta do all the stuff, you gotta do everything the gurus are screaming to do. And that was a challenge. The reason why it was a challenge was because I've done it for so long. So my boy, I had two of my boys up. They're good friends of mine, and they both quit social media. And that's where I used to do a lot of talking to them on social media. And then we just started talking on the phone. So one of them I had up, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about quitting social media, but I'm scared I'm gonna lose business. So he was like, use it for business hours, which was really smart. Use it for business hours, like 8 to 4 or something like that. That was cool. Then my other boy, who had done it for a longer time, he said, the people who really rock with you, people who really are rooting for you, they probably have your number. So they can contact you that way. Everybody else is just watching. And that hit me in the chest because I was like, you're right. So I just sent some people, hey guys, this is my number. If you don't have it, I'm gonna take a break. But what I realized was I was replacing social media for a lot of human connection. I was replacing social media with, I'm gonna lose contact with some of my close people. And when it hit me hard, when he said, hey, they have your number. They could just contact you. I just started having some deeper relationships with my boys. Maybe we're not talking all day, but we're having real conversation about manhood, about being husbands, about being struggles and stuff like that. And it hit me like, if they have your number, they're gonna reach out. If you have a website, if you have an email on social media, whatever, people are gonna find you if they really want to work with you as a business owner. But as a person, the people who rock with you probably have your number because they rock with you. And I paused after that. I grabbed the phone and I just said delete. And I said, that's it. We're not gonna be a slave to this thing anymore. And I deleted it. My question is, what would you do with an extra hour in your day? What would you do with an extra 2 hours in your day? Like, let me know in the comments. I would love to know, what would you do with that extra time in the day? Just imagine an hour a week, an hour a day that you get over the course of a week. That's 7 hours. That's 28 hours a month. But if you're on it for 2 hours a day, that's 14 hours a week you get back. If you add that up over a month, you kind of get a full week of a full-time job back. And if any of this is like landing for you and you're like, Drew, like, I'm not even struggling with social media. I need to get some clarity on some other things. I help men one-on-one do that. Not just giving you some stale plan, but talking with you and helping you see what are the next steps I need to make for my life. Because I don't want my life to just be on autopilot. I want my life to have lots of meaning, clarity, and then actually do what I'm supposed to do. Be good, guys. Be great. I'll put the link in the show notes. I'm out.